Are you like me? Every time you go to the grocery store, you go to buy plant-based yogurt, you look at the price and you can't believe they're charging this much for this little. Well, today we are going to make our own tofu yogurt here on Plant-Based Made Simple. Let's go. All right, so what is yogurt? Yogurt is actually milt.
Yogurt is just milt.
It's
What
milt.
in the world is milt?
All right, what is yogurt? Yogurt is actually just milk fermented with bacteria to form yogurt cultures. Well, the origins are sketchy, but it's thought that yogurt was invented about 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. Fast forward to AD 50, where Pliny the Elder, now this was a friend of Emperor Vespasian, actually wrote about yogurt, and I quote, "Barbarous nations knew how to thicken milk to make a substance with an agreeable acidity." Many cultures throughout history have used yogurt. Indian, Greek, Russian, Middle Eastern, and European nations all have some kind of form of yogurt. So how does this relate to the United States? Well, in the 1800s and early 1900s, a doctor named John Harvey Kellogg popularized using yogurt in his Battle Creek Sanitarium, which was a Seventh-day Adventist institution. In 1929, Armenian immigrants Sarkis and Rose Colombosian commercialized yogurt by starting the Colombo and Sons Creamery, hence Colombo yogurt. So at first, Colombo yogurt made the yogurt plain. However, this is way too sour for the American palate. So in 1966, Colombo actually added fruit and fruit preserves, hence the yogurt we know today with the fruit flavors. So you know what? Let's go to our ingredients because we're going to make a blueberry yogurt. We're going to start with 1/3 cup of raw cashews. These are soaked for about 2 hours or more, drained and rinsed well. Then we're going to have 1.5 to 2 cups of berries. Today I'm using blueberries, and I'm actually going to use frozen blueberries. Why would I use frozen? Well, you could use fresh. Either one is great. But you know what? You can freeze berries and have them all year round at the peak of freshness. And ripeness, I should say. So we're going to use frozen ones because right now we're filming in the middle of the winter. So my blueberries have not been growing since the summer. We have 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, preferably fresh squeezed, 5 tablespoons of sweetener. Now today I'm going to use raw blue agave, but you could use honey or you could use maple syrup if you wanted to. We're going to use 1 package of Mori-nu tofu. This is a silken tofu, and the package is about 12 ounces. So if you can't find this tofu, which is actually shelf stable, you could buy silken tofu in your grocery store in the refrigerator section, but we're only going to use about 1.5 cups. Now, if you don't find silken tofu, you could use regular tofu as well, but you're going to need to add a little extra water, and it's just not going to be as creamy. So try to find the silken tofu if you can. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and finally, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of a probiotic. Now, if you can get it powdered form, that's perfect. But if you can't and you find it in capsules, it's okay. Just break open the capsules. You need about 4 capsules in order to do that. All right, so how are we going to make this? Well, everything pretty much is going to go in the blender. So you take all your ingredients except the probiotic and put it right in the blender. And since we've got some nuts in there, we want to make sure this is creamy. We're going to actually blend it for, if you have a high-speed blender, about 30 seconds. But if not, make sure you do it longer so we have no grittiness. So why am I putting the probiotic in the bowl and not the blender? Well, probiotics are a live culture, and this microorganism, if it gets heated, is going to be deactivated. Now, we use these probiotics not only because it's going to make that yogurty flavor, But the second reason, the more important reason, is that probiotics help with gut health. They actually help with the flora in the gut to make sure that we have a good balance of good bacteria in our gastrointestinal system. So back to mixing. All we do, we mix it in, and voila, you can stick this in the refrigerator and it'll thicken up because cashews are actually naturally starchy. So it will thicken up a little bit, but it's not going to be as thick as a Greek yogurt. It's going to be more like a typical regular yogurt, dairy yogurt that you would get in the store, that type of consistency. Plant-based yogurts can be made with soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, coconut milk, but I'm going to tell you, nothing is as easy as making this tofu yogurt. So why don't we give it a try? So creamy, so fresh tasting. But you know what's something really interesting? You can use any fruit you want. I made blueberry today, but I've made peach, I've made raspberry, I've made strawberry, I've mixed my berries. Whatever you want to use, whatever fruit, go for it, because this yogurt is delicious. We're all finished here today, but I want you to go to our Instagram, Wildwood DIY Health, where you actually get to see some behind the scenes things, even with this video. And of course, on our YouTube channel right here, don't forget to subscribe. Definitely hit the like button. And of course, hit notification bell, and you'll be able to see all our videos as we continue to add to Plant-Based Made Simple.